Hi guys and welcome to Horologique. Today we are going to be talking about a watch that came out a few months ago, the Casio MTP-B145 family. And today I have for you the version with the dark blue sunburst dial, but know that there are many more versions with very nice sunburst dials. There's a pink one, there's a red one, there's a yellow one, many things. Don't those playful colors make you think of something else? You got it right. They make you think of the Citizen Tsuyosa and to a lesser degree of the Tissot PRX. So we can rightly see that this little Casio is cheekily trying to grab a bit of the market that these two very popular integrated bracelet models have managed to grab. The market is huge and these models have been extremely popular. Does this little 35mm watch have a chance of competing with the two legends that are the Citizen Tsuyosa and the Tissot PRX? Let's answer this question in this video. Let's start by the dimensions, and don't be afraid, but this little fellow is only 35mm in diameter. That might seem small, but know that it does not wear as small as that diameter would suggest, mainly because it has a flat, elongated case. I'm gonna give you the rest of the dimensions first because I'm getting ahead of myself. So only 7.4mm in thickness, 39.9, so almost 40mm in lug to lug, and 18mm in lug width. Yes, you got that right. This has a lug width because this little watch has a secret. It is not an integrated bracelet watch per se. It certainly looks like it, but it is not. If you flip the watch, you can see that it is a removable strap, which is not bad, by the way, given the quality of the bracelet. So this is not an integrated bracelet watch. As I said, it definitely looks like it, and therefore it can pass for one, and it can really scratch that integrated bracelet itch that you have, but it also gives you the option to change it along the way if you so desire. Let's talk about the watch itself, and let's start by that sunburst dial. It is very playful. This blue version is not really blue, it is more like an indigo, and you see that under the sun. You see that the sunburst is very present here. As for the markings on the dial, you just have the Casio brand on top of the dial, and on the bottom part of the dial you just have WR 50 meters. The strange thing about these markings is that they are very muted. They are almost hard to see, at least in this indigo version, which is pretty strange. Casio has used us to much more visible markings. Maybe they even wanted the branding to take a backseat to the dial itself. Speaking about the buttons, you see that you have button polish indices, very simple polished hands as well. There's no beveling in here and there's absolutely no lume. Everything is very straightforward, very simple. You've got a date window at 3, which is not frame, and it is not color matched. It is all white, and it does cut a little bit of the index at 3. Let's talk about the case. As I started saying, it is a case that is completely flat in shape, which helps by how this watch wears. It wears bigger than that 35mm would suggest. It can wear almost like a 40 because of that pseudo integrated lug design and because of that very flat case. The thing to be aware of here is that this whole watch is made fully of stainless steel. It is important to say so because at this price point, or just underneath, Casio has been known to give us other materials which pretend to be stainless steel. You famously have the A50 A58 and the A68 that look like stainless steel but are not, and you even have some other ones that look like this one that are not stainless steel. So it is a good thing that this is 100% stainless steel on the case and bracelet. The finishing is okay, the bezel is polished, the top part of the case, when you look at the watch from the front, is circularly brushed. That brushing, it is not really involved, but it is there and is pretty okay for the price point, I guess. The lugs are made of two descending parts at different angles, and these sides are polished. When you flip the watch, you see that the caseback is polished, and you do see a lot of the specs of the watch in there. Once again, the 5-bar water resistance. Are they proud of that or something? The model number, the movement number, and the fact that it is stainless steel. The movement is the quartz module 4393 with the hour and date, and it is made by Casio. So you are actually with a fully made in-house watch here. At $80, that is something to be noted. Let's now talk about the bracelet. The bracelet is fully stainless steel. It is made of two independent parts, although they want you to think that it is 5, it is actually just 2. But everything is folded here, including of course that sign clasp. The quality is what you can expect from Casio at this price point. The links are those old, folded, awful rail track things that I had a lot of trouble sizing, because you have to remove them the old way, you know, like you used to do in those old Seiko 5 of yesteryear. But there it is, it looks good, like the rest of the watch, I would say, and that would be my first positive. The looks of the watch. It certainly does look good. It does look like you have a more expensive watch that you actually do have, because of those shiny surfaces, because of that shiny sunburst. The dimensions would be another positive as well, even though, as I said, that 35 doesn't really wear like a 35, and this can be a watch that can be worn by men with up to, I don't know, 7.5 inch wrists without a problem. You see it here on my 17 centimeter in circumference wrist. It does wear well for me. There's a lot of versions. I have just spoken to you about the main ones, but the colors in here are very flashy, very nice, very attractive as well. The price is good. We have seen better from Casio, but for a new release, I suppose it is pretty good. I see these between $70 and $90. 70 is more of a deal that I would go for. 90 is pushing it a little bit too much, and that would lead me to the negatives. For either 70 or 90, you can have something much better quality if you want to go the AliExpress way. It is true that you do not have anything as good or better quality, significantly better quality from a main manufacturer. You would of course have to put the extra money to get the Tsuyosa or to get the quartz PRX. The mechanic PRX is something way out of the price league of this one, so I will not even talk about that one. Following with the negatives, you've got the bracelet. Come on, this is something from another era. I would be okay for Casio to raise the price a little bit, make it a 90, make it a $100 watch, but make a little bit better bracelets. This rail track stuff really has to stop. It belongs to another era of watches. We have to stop with that. The clasp also has absolutely no micro adjustments, not even one. I have seen watches that are this inexpensive and even less expensive with at least 2 levels of micro adjustment, if not 3. Why none here? If you manage to size these awful links, you might not be able to size this watch correctly because of that. So that is something that has to be taken into account. But let's go to the main question that we asked in the intro. Will this scratch the itch for the integrated bracelet craze? Well, it really depends on you and what you're looking for. And then you're gonna have 2 different schools. If you're looking for an automatic watch, well, this cannot do the trick, can it? So you will have to go the Citizen Tsuyosa way, definitely. If you're looking for something that is quartz, if you don't mind automatic, the PRX will be much more involved design-wise, quality-wise, with a much better bracelet, a much more refined case. and clasp. And if you don't mind about automatic or quartz, the Tsuyosa will give you a design that is miles ahead of that one. That is definitely worth 3 times or more, which is about the price of the Tsuyosa, which is around $250 to $300. You do know where that money has gone, if only in materials where you weigh these two watches. So if you're looking for an inexpensive way below $100 to scratch that integrated bracelet colorful watch, yeah, you can go for this one. I will leave links in the description below. But if you want something more involved, if you like horology and even beautiful manufacturing, you can go with the Citizen. It is a much better watch. Or you can go, of course, with the Quartz PRX. They are much better watches, and I really believe that the value will be here much more. Know that if you're looking for something smaller, the Tsuyosa is a pretty large watch, even though it is not extremely large, it is pretty large. The PRX, although it's thin, you've got the 35mm PRX that, strangely enough, wears smaller than this one, so do take that into account. I have made reviews of both the Quartz, the automatic PRX, and of course of many Tsuyosas. I'm going to leave that in the description of the video. I'm going to leave you links to get all the watches in here that I'm going to mention, so don't forget to check those as well. And definitely do remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. I'm going to leave you here with other videos that you're definitely going to be interested in. And of course, we are going to start by the videos regarding the PRX and the Citizen Tsuyosa. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you very soon.